Good day, students. Today we are looking at gradient and 1 point form. We want to see how we can make the equation of a straight line when we are given the gradient and 1 point, one coordinate of the line. If the line is given as passing through Q, this is x1, y1, and having a gradient of m, we can obtain the equation of the line by considering a variable point P and coordinates x, y. Now, if you are given the gradient and 1 point, one coordinate, we'll use this formula to get the equation of the line. That is m equals y minus y1 over x minus x1. To make it clearer, let's consider this example. Find the equation of a straight line of slope 2. We realize slope is same thing as gradient. Slope 2, if it passes through the point 3 minus 2, x is 3, y is minus 2. Now, we are given the gradient, that is our m, and this point, this x, and when x is 3, y is 2. So we are going to take this coordinate at x1, y1. So it means that we are going to substitute into this formula m equals y minus y1 over x minus x1. So the gradient is given to be 2. I'm going to substitute here. 2 is equal to y minus, my y1 is what? Minus 2. My x1 is what? 3. So y minus 2 over x minus 3. So when you cross multiply, you're having 2 times x minus 3 is equal to minus times minus is plus, where that means we have y plus 2 is equal to y plus 2. So open the bracket. So we having 2x minus 6 is equal to y plus 2. So making y the subject of formula. If I bring this minus 2 to this side, plus 2 will cross the equality sign to become minus 2. So 2x minus 6 minus 2 is equal to y. Minus 6 minus 2 will give us minus 8. So 2x minus 8 is equal to y. So y equals 2x minus 8. So this, in case whenever you are given the gradient and one coordinate, so you are going to use this formula to get the equation of the line. Now, in case you are not given the gradient, but you are given two of the coordinates, so it means that you are going to use y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 to get the equation of the line. Now let us look at this question. Find the equation of the straight line which passes through the point P 2 minus 1 and the coordinate minus Q, which is minus 4, 2. So you are going to pick one of it. If this is your coordinate P is what? 2 is x1, minus 3 is y1, and coordinate Q is minus 4 is x2, then 2 is what? y2. So when you are given two coordinates, you are going to use the formula y minus y1 over x minus x1 equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now you are going to substitute the values we've got now. So that means your y minus your y1 is what? Minus 3 over x minus your x1 is 2 is equal to 2. That is for y2, which is what? y2, which is 2, minus your y1 is minus 3 over x2, which is minus 4, minus your x1 is what? 2. So from there, you are going to have y minus times minus will give us plus. Y plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to minus times minus is plus 2 plus 3 over minus 4 minus 2. So y plus 3 over x minus 2 is equal to 2 plus 3 is 5 over minus 4 minus 2 will give us minus 6. So from here, you are going to cross multiply. When you cross multiply, minus 6 into bracket y plus 3 is equal to 5 into bracket x minus 2. So when you open the bracket, minus 6 times y is minus 6y. Minus 6 times plus 3 is minus 18 equals 5 times x is 5x minus 2 times 5 times 2 is 4, 10. So you have minus 6y. Now bring this plus 18 to minus 18 to this other side, now turn to plus. So you have 5x minus 10 plus 18. So you have minus 6y is equal to minus 5x plus minus 10 plus 18 will give us plus 8. So if I multiply all through by minus 1, minus 6 times minus 1 will give me plus 6y. Plus 5x times minus 1 is well minus 5x. Plus 8 times minus 1 is minus 8. So that means same thing as well. 6y equals minus 5x plus 8. So for the work practice, determine the equations of the following lines. A. When the gradient is 3 and the intercepts minus 2 on the vertical axis. B. Gradient is minus half and intercept 5 on the vertical axis. C. Gradient is 4 passing through 3 minus when the coordinate is 3 minus 2. So that means when the gradient is 4 and the line is passing through this point. Number D, gradient is minus 1 over 3 when the line is passing through this point. X is 1, y is 1. Then when the line is passing through these two coordinates, minus 3 and 5 and minus 4, minus 2 and minus 4. Then F, when the line is passing through these two coordinates, when x is 1, y is minus 1, and when x is 2, y is minus 4. Then G, when the line is passing through these two coordinates, when x is what? 3, y is 5, and when x is 2, y is 1. Then when the gradient is 1 over 2, the intercept on y-axis is 10. So what will be the equation of the line? Then the last one, when the gradient is 1 over 3, when the line is passing through the coordinate 4 and 7. So you have to find the equation of the lines in each of these situations. So please make sure you like, subscribe and comment on this video. Thank you.